Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel, and I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Basketball Wives Orlando. This is season 1, episode 3. Let's get into it. I got some rants and stuff that I gotta check a few people this episode. But I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share it. And please give me your comments as to what you have thought about this episode and my commentary. All right, so we start off with Milan and Nick. They get into the whole thing that happened at Ashley's shop with Danielle. Milan says, I understand Danielle and what she is going through, and you probably just got to get out your feelings. But it was the wrong place to do it at. Nick does kind of feel that way. They also feel like Mackenzie kind of is like, not really, I guess, how can I say this? They're feeling like, okay, Mackenzie, you maybe want to check with your man and check with Danielle to see what's really going on in this whole situation. But Nick says, she's going to plan her own event. It's going to be a girls' night out. The girls have fun. She's going to use this content as blogging content and all that good stuff. And hopefully everybody will be on good vibes. Okay, Nick. All right, so we move on to Megan. Megan's boyfriend, Dre, has flown out. He's a tattoo artist for the sports, like for any of the basketball players, and I think she said football players, I think. But anyways, they actually have a long-distance relationship right now, and they've been dating for a year. He does have some children of his own, and Megan wants a family with Dre, and Dre also wants to do that with her. So she pulls out this pregnancy test, and he's like, what's going on here? So on the pregnancy test, it says not pregnant. So Dre says, in making a family with you, I am very family oriented. I'm very close with my family, and I would like for you to be close to your family. And she's like, well, she doesn't really get along with her mom, and she's very distant with her other family members. We find out that Megan's mom had her when she was 18 years old, and she just gave her off to her grandmother, and she was not present as she should have been. And they just have not had a close relationship. And because of Megan's celebrity status or social status, that's when her mom comes around to try to use her. She said that for a while that they weren't even talking. One day, out of the blue, she knew that P. Diddy's birthday party was coming up, and she asked Megan, basically she wanted an invite to go to this party. So it's not really wanted to be with her mother and all that good stuff. As far as moving to Orlando, it's not really in the question for Dre because of his connection to his own children. So really how that they did connect, I really liked it because it was quite organic, and it looks like they really get each other. So it looks like it's probably a good connection and a good relationship. Since Megan is out here, I don't know what she's willing to do, but I know that he's not going to leave his children right now. So Dre really wants at least Megan to make an attempt to get closer to his mom or her mom. That's what it is. So I do like them as a couple. I only seen them for a few minutes, but it looked like they get along with each other. It looks like they make each other laugh, and he seems to want the best for her. So I'm kind of here for this couple thus far. Milan takes out Mackenzie, and she wants to hear Mackenzie's side as to what happened during the whole situation with Danielle at the event, but also at just what's going on with this relationship between Dynamic. Mackenzie says that I'm not a side chick, no matter what Danielle is saying. The only type of interaction I did have with her is when we were going on a trip to Tulum, her and Rashad, and she asked him, do you know this person? She's like, and he said, no, not really. So, and then she went on to say that I understand why he says that, because she's so, I'm paraphrasing, erratic, and she's just so crazy. But you were just in this same predicament last year, Mackenzie, and now all blinders are up. There are no red flags, and all the whatever you do view is based upon what Rashad is telling you about this girl. And then Milan said, look, you got to put things in perspective. A couple that has been engaged, that have been together for 8 years, they've been engaged, and then all of a sudden he's off with this new person. Why wouldn't they? What's going on? We don't know what happened in the relationship, but it's like You mean to tell me you are that oblivious? And I think that you are choosing to play dumb because you're in this my man, my man, my man, my man type of situation, and you don't want to see possibly where the woman is coming from. Yes, Danielle is quite direct, and she can be aggressive right now. We found out later in one of the scenes that really Danielle, this is really fresh to her. So yes, I am mad. But I think that even though you don't want to put on the label of a side chick, somebody's lying. And Mackenzie, you may not be lying, but for you to just, it's odd to me that you're playing this game like you just don't know what could be up. You're looking at Rashad, and Milan was saying, well, you know what? Well, maybe possibly you guys need to get together. You and Danielle and you and Rashad all come together and y'all get y'all story straight, because something is not right in the butter. Something is not clean in the buttermilk. Well, let's see. Milan says, I think that Rashad is playing both sides. And now that I'm getting a better picture, it looks like Rashad is still trying to be involved with Danielle and also her. I don't know if much smoke should come Mackenzie's way. And I got to be honest with Danielle. It's not looking too hot that you're having all this focus on her. She's not really causing the problem. She's not, I don't know what she's doing, because there's nothing that you said that she's doing behind the scenes. But it looks like you just need to handle things with Rashad. That's all I can say. Let's see. So, Ashley and Tony, you know what? Despite what Morgan is talking about, it looks like producers are liking Ashley. She's at least giving content of her normal life. Not saying that Morgan isn't, but we're getting the more dramatic parts of her life, and it's basically beef with another housewife in regards to what happened with her husband. So we're getting more into their relationship. We understand now that their oldest child, well, first, she was with Tony. They had a baby. Well, they tried to have a baby. She got pregnant, and she miscarried at 5 months. From that point on, they did get a surrogate for both of their children that they do have now. The oldest, which I think is Carter, I think. He has autism. They discovered it a little bit later on in his life, but they're getting the treatment for him. And I think I understand now as to her, in the first episode, I think it was, her care for the child and trying to make sure that he was okay, and thought that he was screaming out there at the pool. So I see how she is more, I want to say overprotective. I don't think that she's being over dramatic, but you do want extra care. Well, now there are symptoms with the youngest boy. They're going to get testing. The pediatrician that she usually does get help with the autism is not available until like September or whatever. So they got to stay in Orlando. Tony may be still wherever he has to go to play basketball at. He won't be around, but they're dealing with that dilemma. Later on in the episode, they do go and visit like a person that can test to see if the child does have autism. So they're saying that they're seeing signs of it, but it's not a diagnosis as of yet, because there's a lot more testing that has to be done. And right now they do have a speech therapist for the youngest. So, I mean, my prayers for you both. And I think Tony was able to discover that he has autism, but he actually discovered it when he was an adult. At least what I thought, that's what Ashley was saying. If that's not what she was saying, please let me know, because I thought that's what she was saying. So, let's see. Neek, she was blogging a little bit of content. You can see her wearing the clothes. I actually ran across a YouTube video that I have not watched as of yet. I mean, I'm not into fashion or women's clothes or whatever, but I'm going to check her out just to see what type of content that she actually does. But she says that she's been doing it since she had her child, and that's been her source of income. Danielle and Megan. Oh, they meet up and they talk about what happened with at the night at Ashley's event. And they just talk about Mackenzie, and they're talking about, you know, how come Mackenzie does not see what's going on here. There's a lot of red flags there, and it just seems like she's ignoring it. And I forgot what they said, or Danielle said, well, she's just, maybe she doesn't see the red flags, but then Megan's like, you see them red flags, and you just, but those red flags turn into Six Flags. You know the red flags are there, and you're just going to still hop up into it. And that's what a lot of people do. Males and females do. So, but it is quite odd, even with it being so fresh with Mackenzie and what the drama she just went through. It's too odd. So All right, so Neek's event. She's blogging also. Of course, everybody's coming in, and I don't really like the scene as to what happened. Uh, Morgan and Danielle, they're being very immature. Um, Ashley comes in with these Fox locks. Now, is Ashley one of us, or is she one of them? And I don't mean to do it like that, but it's like, are you black? Are you, maybe you mixed with something? I would like to know your nationality, because everybody was talking about it. It was kind of interesting to see her with those Fox locks. I'm not gonna lie. So Megan comes up with this very messy questionnaire. Basically, never have I ever, and it's supposed to be anonymous questions throughout the group. All of the questions basically are geared towards Mackenzie and Ashley. Never have I ever slept with a married man. Never have I ever been a side chick. Never have I ever been fake. Never have I ever put a friend on to a significant other. Never have I been a friend to be a social climber. And never have I ever thought that Ashley's hair was cute. I said, that was too much. And we're finding out that Megan was the one that wrote that last question. So Megan, you're not neutral, and y'all trying to start stuff. It was just like, let's pile on and dog out Ashley and all that. At this point, Morgan, y'all just look really crazy. And Danielle, you're jumping in, but it's not like you're just going at Mackenzie. You've been going at Ashley, even though you said the other day that you wanted to form your own opinion about Ashley, basically get to know her, but then you do this. And then as of yet, at least on camera, we ain't seen you apologize to Ashley towards your behavior. And it looks like you're a follower. It may have been one thing if you had just went at Mackenzie, but then you decided to just tag team and double team, and I don't think that that's cool. So Danielle, get it together, because I think I would actually like you and Morgan, but y'all looking quite pressed right now. Ashley ain't saying nothing. Ashley's not stirring the pot. It's just, and I know that it's the offense towards you guys, but if she's cool and not starting nothing, it's going to always look like you guys are the bad guys. Concerning the whole social climber thing, Morgan says that she heard that Ashley's been going around saying that they were never really friends, and we were just associated with basketball. And Ashley said, yeah, I did say that. When did we hang out past any type of basketball stuff? I invited you to my wedding 3 years ago, but that's all that we actually did together. Morgan says it's lies, and to pull out receipts or whatever. At this point, I need some more receipts from Morgan, because you're saying that she's lying, but nobody's really backing up anything. I do believe the part, whatever you said that came out in your divorce. I'm sure that was a part of discovery. I do believe you on that. I don't know what the audience is supposed to do with all of this, but it's all catty and just very immature. You guys got children. Y'all got, some of y'all got husbands. Y'all are not in your 20s and you're fighting like you're in high school. Like, I get you guys had to confront certain things, but it's just like now you're overdoing it, and it can become draining, as some of the other ladies do express in later scenes. All right, so Megan meets up with her brother Brian, and he's looking good. Tall dude. But we found out he has a few children, and it looks like he's married, because he got that black married band thing on that a lot of guys are wearing now. She decided to reconnect with Brian first. They haven't really spoken like they should. We do find out that Brian was actually raised by her mom since birth. Their mom since birth. So he's kind of the go-between to kind of make things right between Megan and the mom, their mom. So they just hash out some problems, and a lot of times Megan feels like, well, why do I got to be the bigger person in this whole situation, especially with her being the parent? I really feel her pain, because one thing about parents is that they're not really apt to apologize or even acknowledge that they're even wrong in situations. Somehow it's all about, I'm the parent and I'm right and you need to respect me. How can I respect somebody that's not respectable? It's just a title at this point. You have not been what you were supposed to be towards me as a parent. So she's still working through that, and I get where she is coming from. So, all right. So Milan, Neek, and Nikki, they go out for like a spa day, or at least getting their nails and stuff done. Neek says, I did not like how my event turned out, because it was like the groups were divided. I mean, Neek, it's one thing to just invite someone, and it's another thing to at least, I don't know if you want to be a mediator, but just bringing people together and just thinking that, oh, we're going to have this type of vibe, it's not going to work. And Neek, you could have shut down that question too. This was your event. But it is divided, and it's going to continue to divide as long as people get to be messy at people's events. Nick says, no one can really focus on having a good time because of all the pressing issues. They think that everyone needs to get together and just hash things out, whatever's going on. They said that, we're neutral, but it's also draining. I think that they want to hang out with both sides, but it's like, come on, can we get together? Can we actually do something together? And there won't be so much drama. We move on to Milan and Danielle. They are at the basketball court. They were both college basketball athletes. Danielle, she's focusing on her again after she basically sacrificed her career because she was playing basketball here in the States and then overseas for a season. So they end up talking concerning the drama that's going on with Mackenzie and Mashad. And people think that, oh, she's bitter, she's mad. She's like, yeah, I am mad because it is super fresh. She is angry. And Milan just says, y'all need to have a sit down with Rashad. Milan's going to get a plan, The Last Supper. I guess to deaden some situations. I don't know how that's going to go. It needs to be a place where we're going to hold each other accountable. I said, that's cool. Hopefully y'all fair and just say what needs to be said and let's move on. Morgan and Nikki are together where they're getting their makeup done and all that good stuff. It may be for the Last Supper. Nikki has flowers delivered to Morgan. She's like, I know you're going through a hard time and just wanted something to cheer her up. And Morgan was very appreciative of it. Nikki goes on to say that Milan and Nick are calling Morgan and Danielle bullies and mean girls. And Morgan's like, look, some people are going to have to be held accountable and just say some things to my face and not all this other stuff. And I agree with Morgan. Like, let's not play this stuff. You got all this commentary on the side. Come to my face and say that. But I really thought that Nikki was a part of that whole situation. So it's looking like you're a little bit two-faced too, Nikki. And you're saying what other people are saying, but you did not at all say, don't say that. Or it looked like you were agreeing the whole time. So I don't know if you were the right messenger to say it, Nikki. So next episode looks like more action. I did not like the Nick event because it was unnecessary and it was unfair to just pile up on Ashley, even though she's not looking for a problem like that at this point. So I don't know. It looks like the producers like Ashley. That's all I got to say. But what do you guys think? Please leave your comments. Again, thank you for coming to my channel. Please like this video, subscribe, and share it. Until the next one, peace.